Hello, gentle viewers. This is Av Guardian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 24 with the Oakland Athletics. We did not make it to the World Series last year, sadly, um, due to probably a mistake on my part, or the AI's part rather, and starting Chris McDevitt on short rest. Um, that's something we're going to have to address post haste. So, what are we going to do this episode? We're going to try to make our team better still. We have very little money. Stop me if you heard this before. We're running low on cash. We're going to need to make some tough decisions to even afford payroll next year. We're going to lose Joel Volberg. Short of being able to trade one of our more pricey players, it's going to happen. And so we're going to have to address that with a bit of luck and fortitude. First things first, let us take a look at our coaching staff. We do need a first base coach. And I think, so in order to improve chemistry, we really want somebody who is temperamental or especially personable. Shoemaker is not. Koenig is not. Goldby is normal. So I've really realistically got 3 managers I could promote to first base coach. Let's go through them. What do we lack right now coaching? We could use someone to help us teach our coaches. That would make Skip Shoemaker an excellent candidate. Koenig would be a terrible bench coach because while he does have some skills in developing players, he's a terrible teacher. But Cooper Goldby is just like is my platonic ideal of a first base coach. He's young, he's extremely talented. I think we're going to promote him. You're going to be our brand new first base coach. I'm going to promote Pignatello to being a manager in high A. I think he's just a better fit there. I don't think he's a particularly great pitching coach. Jose Amancio is going to be promoted to pitching coach of the A-League team. There we go. So I need 3 managers and 2 pitching coaches. Let's make that happen. I'm going to sort by coaching. Of course, we really want to focus on mechanics lower on. And I think Isaiah Yates is a perfectly fine choice to be our manager in A-ball. Yadier Molina would be a wonderful choice, but I don't think he'll take the job. So let's instead choose Leighton Hitler. I thought it said Leighton Hitler for a minute there. And I was like, I don't think we're going to hire that guy. But it turns out that's not his name, so we're all good. And Ronald Valenzuela. Yes, we'll go with him. Alright, those offers have all been made. Let's get some pitching coaches. I really want both of these guys, but I'd rather have Nick Tassone because of his elite development capabilities. But I'd love to get them both if I can. That would be amazing. There we go. Coaching staff offer deals. Next up on our list is dealing with arbitration. Okay, point blank. I cannot keep Danny Gross and Bobby Stoll. I cannot do that. One of them has to be traded this season. I just don't have the money. Alternatively, we keep both of them and trade Ben Bilbrey. which is also a very realistic possibility. I'm spending a lot of money on relievers that, quite frankly, most of them have not earned. So, is there any really easy choices here? Is there any player who stands head and shoulders above the others as being worth retaining? This was the best year of Bobby Stoll's career, without question. What is more questionable is, can he repeat it? Danny Gross has been a bit more reliable for a bit longer, but I think our first step is to trade. Probably start by trading Pat Luoma. Because while Bilbrey has actually proven he is a good pitcher, Luoma has struggled quite badly. So trading him to save a little bit of cash makes a fair bit of sense. Mr. Luoma, turn into a quality player, please. I'm not really getting great offers, which I shouldn't be too surprised by given his salary demands and his subpar year. Mike Wallace is uninteresting. I like Tyrese McCoo a lot, but this number causes me some concern. I don't know how I feel about that one. Juan Medina can actually handle the outfield, so there's some value there. Luis Navarro is arguably even better at that, though. Sherrard, less interesting. Let's get Luis Navarro and Gordon Aishala, and if I can make that happen, I'll be pretty pleased. I'm going to submit that offer, and then we're going to continue with other people to trade. Alexis Pinto has significantly declined. He stopped striking people out, essentially. And he hasn't pitched a lot of really high leverage innings anyway. I think trading him is also reasonable. Let's do that. I know we're deconstructing our excellent bullpen. No, I think we have to keep Pinto just because I can't afford to lose too many pitchers this season. Bilbrey's got a really good chance to be the closer. I think that is within the cards, so that helps some. So Jorge Gallego is an absolutely fascinating case. I have rarely seen a player more likely to sink in year two. Like, he went from being a useful player off the bench to a borderline MVP candidate. He is only 24, but given how this was fueled, which is by a really high average and a lot of doubles, I am somewhat concerned about his ability to replicate this. And this fucker wants a gigantic raise. If we do not bring him back, who do we have as an option? No, I'm missing Lowe. Lowe is more important than the DSL League. Injured list. Okay. I don't really have an obvious third baseman. I mean, Juan Flores could fill in for maybe a year. Maybe. I don't have a good third baseman anywhere near the major leagues. Like, it's not even close. So I think we have to keep Gallego. Which is funny. Like, the other option, of course, is shifting, like, Robbie Herbertson over to third. Where he's at least not terrible. and then finding a new DH. That also seems highly possible. Um, Rojas can handle third base, but I don't think he can be the hitter that the other guy can be. Okay. I think we have to keep Gallego for one more year, no matter how much he costs us. I think he's too valuable and too talented to let him walk without trying to maintain him. Like, it sucks, but I think Gallego is more important to our success, especially if we can play at a high level, than anyone else on this team. Chris Portillo. What a difference a year makes. You went from being a pretty talented outfielder to just being the drizzling shits. His contract demand isn't that high. But, and I don't think he can be this bad again. I think this is very clearly a weird season. But it was hardly an offensive dynamo in 2039. He was just better. His value comes from his defense and his base running, neither of which was great last season. So the question is, if we trade Chris Portillo, are we going to get a fair offer, and who replaces him? Edgar Soto seems like a pretty fair choice to do that. Jonathan Dunlap could be a really good player that just needs an opportunity. I think there's enough interesting choices that I am going to trade Portillo. Or do I? My problem isn't Chris Portillo. My problem is Chris Portillo starting. If he's not going to get plenty of on-base time. And that was the big outlier. Like, his walk rate was really high. If we look at his expanded stats here, he walks nearly 20% of the time, but he made no contact whatsoever. No, this would be a classic example of selling low. I think we have to keep Portillo for one more year. I don't know what role he's going to get if he wants to... Oh, he's grouchy. Okay. Well, you can be grouchy. That's fine. I think Chris Bork is one of the easiest decisions we're going to make, along with Chris Allen. I think both have the potential to be high leverage pitchers. And neither one of them wants a huge amount of money. I am watching how grumpy he's becoming. Really? Yeah, fine. Alright, so these offers are all coming out. The question becomes, what do we do with Stoll and Gross? If we don't keep one of them, who gets the starting pitching spot? I still have Luis Blas, who can certainly fill in a pinch. Andy Daly's not terrible. I feel like I'm trying to sell myself more than I'm selling the actual caliber of the pitcher. Sam Feeney should be a starter. He should not be a reliever. It's a waste of his talent. So I will happily let him start once we move on from either Stoll or Gross. And I think it's pretty obvious, right? Like, between Gross and Stoll, we keep Stoll. Even though he does have a flaw, this changeup of his, I think Stoll is both the better pitcher now, and he's also 2 years younger. Stoll wants a giant contract extension. I am not prepared to give you that much money. I will happily give you your 1-year deal, but I am not giving you a 2-year. I'm not giving you a 10-year deal. And now you're just a whiny little bitch. I guess that could have been predicted. I'm gonna trade Danny Gross though. I think he is the weakest link here, and I can hopefully get some decent talent in exchange. If I can get 2 young relievers, I think that is worth it. Let's see. Mike Muncy is a good all-around pitcher. I have very little to complain about here. And Mike Harper is honestly the same. Let's try to get Harper and Muncy for him. If we can, I will be completely satisfied and ready to move on. I'm going to submit the offer and see how you think after that. So we got trade offers out on virtually everybody but Ben Bilbrey. Here's my issue. Ben Bilbrey has a really good chance of being either a starter or a closer next year. I think he has to be the one we keep. He's also got a much longer track record of success at a high level than a lot of the other players we could be keeping. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give Mr. Bilbrey a contract extension. There we go. I am now going to advance 1 day and see what kind of offers we get back for our people here. Alright, in order to make this deal and get both these players, I have to add something else. Curiously, I actually need to keep Andy Daly at this point. I can't afford to give up on him. Joe Hughes, I can. You can have Joe Hughes. Complete trade. And what is it going to take to make this trade happen? Virtually nothing. Like, clearly, this is objecting to object. Elizondo is a mediocre defender, and that's his only skill. Done. Oh, fuck. Danny Gross is a captain, wasn't he? Damn it! I knew there was a reason I was going to keep Gross over Stoll when Gross is clearly the better player. Ugh. I cannot afford to keep Volpert. So Volpert's going to go. Like, so here's the question here, which is, do we take the risk of offering him a qualifying offer? I think that would be incredibly stupid. Maybe the most stupid thing I could do this offseason. We are going to put Soto, Harper, and Muncy all on the 38-man. Danny Hyla's not that interesting. I feel like Chris Cunningham could be reinvented as a reliever, so I'm gonna put him on the roster. I just acquired Aishala. And I guess Navarro. Like, I don't want to lose these guys if I can't trade them for something better. Could I get anything at all for Kurt Phipps? Like, I'm not keeping him. Surely somebody needs a first baseman. No, they don't. Okay. A lot of you guys just sucked. I don't really feel the need to keep any of you. How cranky is Bobby Stoll? Pretty cranky. Damn. Nick Thorne. Nick Tyson here wants more money. That's fair. 150 grand. Let's go. Yeah, this is a lie. You're getting a different offer for a different position. Otherwise, you wouldn't just ask for more money. Personnel. Let's go for Angel Matos. Pinto, Bork, Gallego. The fans are happy about Gallego. I feel really dumb for trading Danny Gross now. I knew there was a reason I wanted to keep him. You're probably all shouting at your computer screens. Abby, you just tanked your team's chemistry. But yeah. You'll offer me a pretty big package for Santiago Luna. I don't like Jai, though. I don't. Wenzel's not that interesting a prospect. Neither is Reyna. Neither is Hobbs. You're basically asking me to do this solely for the benefit of salary relief, which I don't think is worth it. There's a 2-time MVP. Try better. We keep Bilbrey. Let's talk to Stoll again. And Portillo's just a salty bitch. I can't lose Stoll. Like, let me be clear about this. The only question is how much money he'll earn, which is fine. We can deal with that. It's Ishmael Ibarra, who has never pitched well. It sucks because if you look at him, he still looks like such a talented player. Like, he looks like he should be great. He just isn't. Which is a bummer. That is a bummer. Let's cast this ballot, yo. Wander Franco is a no-brainer for me. So is Ellie De La Cruz. Drew Gray, no. Peyton Green. I've got the ballot space for now. I will vote for him, but I don't think he's going to make it. Vlad Guerrero is an easy choice. Benny Montgomery clearly deserves it. Aaron Nola does too. J. Rod 1,000% does. Same with Fernando Tatis Jr. Same with Liam Simon. I believe in Alec Thomas, even if the rest of the league doesn't. There's a bunch of players that are all right around the same tier. Let's take a look and see if there's anybody who's really close to making it. I will vote for Frankie Alvarez. I don't think he's a good player. I'll vote for Bogey. I don't think it's going to matter by this stage, but I'm going to do it anyway. There's a lot of uninteresting players up for election. I'll vote for Alejandro Kirk. I'm always going to give the benefit of the doubt to great catching. I just don't feel passionately enough about the other players available here to vote for anybody else. I'm just going to vote for these 13. That's fine. Did we get any gold gloves? We did. For Juan Escobedo, that's a lovely surprise. He did have a pretty great year, though. Reliever of the player designated for assignment. Oh, Harper and Aishala can go to the minors, but Harper I think is going to make the Major League roster. And then we're just going to zippity-doo-dah down the line here. Matos signed. That's all of our coaches signed up. Okay. Cooper Goldby is going to teach the catchers and the outfielders. Rosales teaches base running and infield. I love it. Perfect. One other trade we could theoretically make is trading one of our catchers. I like keeping Ronnie Small as a catching option, but I don't feel great about Josh Price leading the things. I think Sean Mintz is going to get every opportunity to take the catching job in spring training. I'm going to try to get Bobby Stoll one last time. Yeah, he's just pissy. He's going to live with it, though. I feel like Jorge Gallego might hurt as a deal. Especially because I can't keep Volpert. I would love to keep Chris Volpert. I would love to do that. I don't have the money. I never will have the money. And I'm not going to shortchange our player development just for him. That seems really incredibly short-sighted. Portillo and Stoll. Oh, really? We were that far apart, and you're just absolutely like, no, you're a piece of shit. Man, Bobby Stoll, that was lame. I don't like that. And now most of my available money is gone, so we're going to have to hope that we can get some really nice bargain basement players, perhaps. How much money do I have? I have $8 million, so I can get a 1 or 2 year stopgap if we can find them. So what do I want? What do we need more than anything? I feel pretty good with this rotation. Especially if Vinny continues to develop. What we need is some relievers. Some top quality relievers to really make things work. And maybe a bargain bat. I would love both of those things. So let's take a look and see what's hanging out here. Alright. I already see a very high probability acquisition in Chris Riggins. Mr. Riggins here is an exceptional pitcher. He's going to give us that captain we need. Mr. Riggins, I'd like to offer you something special. A 3-year deal. Okay, 3-year deal. I'm going to step it up so you're making a little bit more each year. He just wants a 1-year deal. I guess I can't blame him. If I asked for a 3-year deal, what would this cost me? You know what? Having stability in the pen with a pitcher as good as him is worth this much to me. I think I can make that happen. Andy Beckett is fine, but not terribly exciting. Kevin Moss is too expensive. I don't really want to get a hitter. I wouldn't mind a second reliever, but no, that's my actual objective, is to get pitchers. Unless I can get like a great deal on a hitter who's like an Alfredo Mesa is basically a lottery ticket. Where if he turns out great, we've got a great new player. If he doesn't, oh well, it didn't cost us that much. I will offer you a 3-year deal with 2 team options. Done. I will find a place for you. And let's just skip on down to the winter meetings. Andres Acevedo sucks. Is Eric Mitchell the one who used to play for me? It feels like he used to play for me. Yeah, I drafted him. I gave him $20 million and he never played for me. He became a minor league free agent. That was a mistake. That didn't turn out. I can also probably get a good to great reliever in the Rule 5. So I think that's going to be the other place we target a reliever. I've got 3 spaces left on the big league roster that I can use. We just got Riggins, which is great. Mike Swanson wouldn't have been a bad acquisition. Again, I didn't look for him. Oh, I feel so dumb about trading Danny Gross and not Bobby Stoll. That was just a dumb deal. I hope we don't regret this, but I was thinking suspicion that we will. Danny Gross was a fantastic pitcher for us, and I should have kept him over. Oh yes, you're quite right. Quite right. Let's start that draft. Let's start that beautiful green footage. As predicted, there's some really talented pitchers here who just need an opportunity. And they will get that opportunity from me. Juan Centeno is a classic example of a pitcher that just needs an opportunity, and he will get that opportunity with the Oakland A's. Easiest choice of the offseason. By far. Come on down, mate. And until my next pick. Do I want a second player? I don't believe that I do. Yulfi Russell is interesting, but not that interesting. Not interesting enough. It's Tyrese McCoo. I almost acquired him and then decided not to. Maybe I should give him another chance. Probably not, though. Nice fucking try. I'm not going to take your $21 million problem. Why are you saying he's worth 21 million? You're full of it. I could just drunk. I think this is probably fine. I don't really feel the need to rush out and grab another player yet. But I could get Jeff Kill back, which would be hilarious. Like, all it would cost me is just a chance if he can earn the job, so I think I'm okay with that. I can do 2 Rule 5 picks. Plus, just the sheer hilarity of trading for a player that I instantly get back is always good and entertaining. Four people got elected in: Simon, Vlad Guerrero, Fernando Tatis, and Benny Montgomery, which is great. I'll be honest, I didn't think Peyton Green would even make the ballot. I bet it's because I voted for him that he's even getting his second year. And we ended up getting Mesa too. Great. This club is really interesting because, like, I can't sit here with a straight face and tell you the team is better than it was last year. I don't think I can tell you that. But I can tell you that it's cheaper and younger, and I do think we kept the right players. I do believe that. I don't like only having one top-tier reliever in Ben Bilbrey. It's actually because I'm not going to be able to keep him. Like, that's... Like, he's going to be out the door immediately. But that's where we are right now. So here's the fun part. I have very little cash. I think I'm just gonna punt. Unless I get really lucky. Mr. Laird, if I offer you $3 million off the bat, would you take it? Oh, I can always spell my cap. I thought it would count against my free agent budget. Oh, you're right. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Ask for deal. How much money did Juan Demoya earn? Oh, you raised my budget. I don't know what to do with that information. What would I do with this money? I don't know. I have $21 million. To be honest, I like to keep that money in my back pocket to potentially get us a mid-season acquisition. And how many people do you want? You want to get 52,000 a game? Honestly, if we meet our projections, we will make 52,000 a game. So we're just gonna hope that things go well. Man. Trading Danny Gross, I think, is gonna hurt. I don't think there's any way to sugarcoat that either. I think it's just gonna hurt. I mean, I didn't do that on purpose. I could not afford to keep him. So well done, Dodgers. You got a great player, but I was never going to be able to afford him. Actually, in hindsight, I could have offered him a 1-year deal now. I didn't think of that till it was too late, but... Alright, spring training begins. Let's get people some spring training opportunities. Gillespie, Mintz, Dunlap, Pamphile, Trujillo. If I turned you into a reliever, what would you look like? You instantly become one of my better prospects if I do that. I'm going to go ahead and put you in there. Alright, let's get some spring training done. If I were a less honest person, I would be jumping backwards in time to fix the Danny Gross mistake, but here we are. Here we are. Like, whether we succeed or fail is always going to depend on our rotation and our lineup depth. I think those are the two areas that we always rely upon. Who did you get? Danny Gross. Wait, what happened? Wait, did you trade for him and then non-tender him? What the actual fuck, Boston? What is wrong with you? Huh? I don't get it. I truly don't get it. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. You really wanted David Elizondo, I guess. What a weird decision. Jesus Jacobo was probably one of my biggest mistakes with the Oakland A's. And I'm glad he's had a nice career. But I gave this fucker way too much guaranteed money when he didn't deserve it. And I'm glad I got out of it. Okay, players getting hurt. No biggie. I mean medium biggie. Medium biggie. Normally I would agree with Bill Vack as one of the most brilliant people to ever own a baseball team. But let me make something painfully clear to you. I love the pitch clock so much. So much. I don't look, I know that there's people who will sit there and tell you, I don't want to pay for less baseball. I want more baseball. Understood. I can accept that consideration. But the games are faster. They're more enjoyable to watch. It's less dead time. You're not getting less baseball. You're getting less bullshit. You're getting less nonsense. And that's what I'm here for. Right. Robbie Herbertson's. Stop trying to make him a pitcher game. Just stop. I don't want him throwing baseballs. I want him hitting baseballs. Jonathan Dunlap actually improved, which is lovely. Gordy McGath just added heat to his fastball. You'd love to see that. Okay. Let's get our roster built. I have 43 players. That seems like too many. Chris Cunningham. I need to trick somebody into looking at you and seeing former first-round draft pick and turn you into a better prospect. I can't do it. Even as a relief pitcher, you suck. Yikes. Alright, how many pitchers do I presently have? I presently have 19 pitchers. I would like to open the year with 13 pitchers. So 6 pitchers gotta go. Gone. 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 Oh no, Pamphile can definitely have AAA. You just need to go all the way down to double it. That's on me. I goofed. I'd rather Bloss start in the minors than relieve in the majors. That's kind of how I feel about it right now. Pitchers. I'm gonna send down Mike Harper because I want to keep Andy Daly. Chris Cunningham, I will happily waive you. So Andy Daly gets a pitching staff spot. We update this. And I feel pretty good about this pitching staff right now. I have no real complaints here. There's a lot of turnover here, obviously. Centennial, Allen, Daly, and Riggins were all not A's last year, but I think they're all excellent pitchers in their own right. And I think they'll still help us get to the postseason again. Offensive performers. Is there anything that Josh Price does that Sean Mintz doesn't? Yes, Josh Price is a more accomplished catcher. But Mintz's offense is still projectable. Josh Price is as good as he's going to get. I think Price is the one to go to the minors. Aishala goes to the minors. Kelly goes to the minors. So I got to rid of 6 more players. I probably do not need to carry Reyes and Rojas. But I think I will for now. Because I'm sure the real problem is I've got like thousands of outfielders. Navarro to the minors. Jackson to the minors. Davis to the minors. Soto to the minors. Dunlap to AAA. So I gotta get rid of 3 more position players? Yes, I do. I cannot have no backup infielders, which is basically the way this is trying to lead me. I can literally only send on either Ian Giuliano, who I don't want to, or I can send down, or I can release Jeff Cool and send him back to his home club. Damn. I'm definitely going to keep Rojas over Rias because Rias can actually play multiple positions. This is tough. I really don't want to. I really don't want to lose Jeff Cool because I think he genuinely has a bit of a future in the league, especially when he's the equivalent of Juan Escobedo, but with the ability to actually draw a walk every now and again. But I think I do have to return him to his club, as much as it pains me. Because I need, like, we gotta have the roster spot for Herbertson. So I think this works. I think this works. All right, we're down to the opening day roster with a lineup that is very similar to last year's and a pitching staff that is completely revamped. If we look, the biggest change to the lineup is the addition of Alfredo Mesa. If Mesa can stay healthy, and you can stop laughing anytime you want to, we both know it's not very likely to happen. But if he does stay healthy, he's such a giant power bat, and he is a former MVP, that I think he would really make us that much deeper. He was our big offensive acquisition. Everybody else here besides Sean Mintz was on last year's team, and Sean Mintz is a talented young rookie that we're hoping can play well. Actually, I need to quickly. Ronnie Kelly just kind of sucks. I'm just gonna waive him because I need to put Mintz on the opening day roster. There we go. There is also some possibility to go the Avila route and let Ronnie Small be our starting catcher. Just take his amazing offense and accept the fact he won't ever be a brilliant defensive catcher. That is on the table. Especially things don't work out the way we expect them to. But other than Mintz and Mesa, this is last year's lineup. For all the good and bad that brings. It is funny to me they're making Santiago Luna the leadoff hitter. I don't know what would possess him to do that, but I trusted my guy here. The arbitration amount for Santiago Luna is going to be stratospheric, and I want to set this expectation very clearly. Abso-fucking-lutely not are we bringing him back. I will not have remotely the money to make that happen. I just won't. I'm gonna let me be clear. I will keep him next year. I will opt into this contract because an MVP quality player for $28 million is a fantastic deal. But that's it. Like, he ain't coming back after that. So we'll see what happens going forward. Rotation is last year's rotation, with Feeney replacing Danny Gross. Feeney's got a ton of potential. We just need to hand him the ball every fifth day and let him play the way that we know he can. He could be one of the most important pitchers that we've developed in a long time. The bullpen is basically all new, with only Bilbrey, Bork, and Pinto, and Hunt, and Allen. Okay. It's really just Daly, Riggins, and that's it actually, just Daly and Riggins. I thought there was another new reliever. Oh no, the other new relievers ended up going to the minors. Wait, where's the other guy? Where's yeah, Centeno. He's the other new guy. I knew there were 3 new guys. Georg Hunt, for the first time in his entire A's career, is opening with the big league club and is probably going to stay there the entire year. So good luck to you, Georg. I hope for good things from you. And this is it for Ben Bilbrey. Like, we're not bringing him back. I have no delusions whatsoever about our ability to keep him. There's something to be said for trading him while we can still get something in return for him. I am not opposed to that, but I need to think about it before I commit. My friends, that concludes today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Also, fuck John Fisher for moving the A's to Las Vegas. He's a piece of shit, and he shouldn't have had the baseball team to begin with. So if you're an A's fan, I feel for you. I remember when Cleveland lost the Browns. I remember how close we were to losing the then Indians. I get it. And it's a really shitty thing. And it doesn't even make sense. It truly doesn't. Oakland is the 6th largest media market in the country. Why the fuck would you rather have a team in Las Vegas, which is tiny? Like, let me be clear. A stadium that doesn't have a dome or roof is not going to be very popular in July. When it's 130 degrees on the field. Everyone's going to be miserable. No one's going to want to go see that team. I don't see how the Las Vegas A's, or whatever the fuck they call themselves, are going to make more money than the Oakland A's. I just don't see it. And every time people are like, oh, the fans didn't come out and support the team. Well, first of all, the Oakland Coliseum sucks. And second, they did. If they had a better stadium, I bet more people would have showed up. But anyway, if you're a fan of the A's, my heart goes out to you, and I hope you guys get an expansion team that's even better than the A's. But it really is a tragedy that. Anyway, I've said enough about it during this. It's very clear, obviously. They should just hire me to be the general manager of the A's, and I give them a World Series in 5 years. I'm joking. They would never give me that kind of job. Also, I don't want to deal with John Fisher. It's like, hey, John, pow, right in the face, and then walk out. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. Now, I did want to do a quick programming note. I think I'm going to try to get the Contrarian Police video up by the end of the year. But I think that's going to be the only Wednesday video for the rest of the year. My schedule hasn't lined up to the point where I feel comfortable adding a third regular video, so I apologize if you're waiting for Stellaris just got a new expansion, Crusader Kings has one, Vicky 3 just got a giant new patch. All these are getting a little play on the channel. I just don't have the time right now. That may change, though. That may change, and if it does, then I will go from there. But for now, it's going to be Let's Looks. And I do believe that Contrarian Police should be done by the end of this year, meaning 2023. And if I can squeeze it in, I might do a little bit of Tabletop Simulator. But that is far less certain. I will promise you, contrary, and please, I will not promise you Tabletop Simulator yet. But it's a high possibility. Until then, my friends, I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving if you are an American. And otherwise, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, this has been Guardian, and I bid you good day.